is a tool. When that light hits the sky.
James Gunn recently dropped an update about The Batman 2, and it's got people talking again about where exactly this sequel stands. While Gunn's own DC universe is clearly the big priority at DC Studios, he's made it clear they haven't forgotten about the Elseworld stories, which include Matt Reeves' The Batman universe. This particular take on The Dark Knight, starring Robert Pattinson, is still very much alive, even though rumors have been flying around saying Reeves may not return to direct the sequel. Gunn shot those down pretty firmly. In a new interview with Entertainment Weekly, Gunn reassured fans that Reeves is definitely working on The Batman 2. He didn't spill too much, but he did say something that fans have been waiting to hear: the script is on its way, and he's excited to read it. According to Gunn, what Matt's doing is still really important, despite all stories to the contrary. We're supposed to see that script shortly, and I can't wait. That brief comment goes a long way, especially since many were starting to question if the project had stalled. So, what does that mean for The Batman 2? Well, for starters, it confirms that this isn't a forgotten side project. It's still a major part of what DC is planning, even if it's on a slower timeline. It's been more than 3 years since The Batman hit theaters in 2022, and that film turned out to be a massive win for the studio. Still, Matt Reeves is known for being meticulous with his storytelling, so it makes sense that the sequel is taking a bit longer than people might have expected. Sequels often come with higher expectations because the stakes need to be bigger. You want a story that's richer and more layered than the first, and that's never something you want to rush. That's probably why Gunn's update feels reassuring. It suggests they're not rushing this just to meet a deadline. They want to get it right. Back in early 2025, Pattinson hinted that filming might begin at the end of the year. And now, with DC Studios supposedly getting the script soon, things seem to be moving in that direction. If the script gets approved soon, casting could kick off later this year as they prep for principal photography. Of course, there's always a chance Reeves might tweak a few things in the screenplay before production officially starts. Nothing is ever locked until the cameras roll. From our perspective, this all sounds promising. There's still a lot Reeves can explore in his gritty Gotham universe. With the setup from the first movie and what's being developed through the Penguin spin-off show, there's plenty of space to expand the world, dive deeper into Bruce Wayne's evolution, and even introduce some new and complex villains from DC lore. The fact that Gunn is hyped to see where Reeves takes things just shows that this Batman universe still has the full support of DC Studios. But while things may seem to be moving, there's another side to the story, one that points to delays and setbacks that have fans feeling a bit restless. Initially, The Batman 2 was supposed to come out in 2025. That's not happening anymore. Thanks to the 2023 Hollywood strikes and some delays in Reeves' writing process, the movie is now scheduled for an October 1st, 2027 release. That's quite a gap from the first film. A recent rumor claimed that the script would be done by Memorial Day this year, but Gunn quickly shut that down. In a response on Threads, he said he'd never even heard that date mentioned, and more importantly, it wasn't true. So while Reeves has apparently shared pieces of the script with Gunn and DC's co-CEO Peter Safran, the full draft isn't done yet. That means the project is still deep in development mode. It's not surprising, though. Reeves is a very hands-on storyteller, and when you're trying to build something that lives up to such a successful first chapter, the pressure is on. There's also speculation that Reeves may be dealing with personal matters, which could be part of the reason for the extended timeline. This latest update means that The Batman 2 likely won't start filming any time in 2025. Had the script arrived by Memorial Day, they could have gone through any necessary revisions, locked in the cast, and begun pre-production before the year's end. But now, as we head into the second half of 2025 without a completed script in hand, starting production this year seems highly unlikely. At this point, 2026 is a more realistic start date. And honestly, that's a bit of a letdown. It would have been cool to see the Batman 2 and the new Superman movie arrive in the same year. Two big live-action events that would have made 2025 a major moment for DC. But now, with the Batman sequel pushed to 2027 and no confirmed story or cast updates, fans are left waiting yet again. Still, the cast and crew have been vocal about their hopes for the sequel, even if they haven't seen the script yet. One of the standout voices is Andy Serkis, who plays Alfred Pennyworth. He recently opened up during an appearance at Fan Expo Philadelphia about what he wants to see in The Batman Part 2. He really hopes the film dives deeper into the complicated relationship between Alfred and Bruce. Serkis explained that what he loved in the first movie was how Alfred clearly struggled to be a father figure. He's this guardian who doesn't have a natural paternal instinct, trying hard to care for Bruce even though he doesn't quite know how. That tension sat at the heart of their relationship. Alfred felt like he had failed the one person he cared most about. He taught Bruce how to fight, how to decode clues, and how to survive, but emotional guidance? That was never his strong suit. So Serkis is hoping the sequel takes that dynamic and pushes it even further. He doesn't know where Reeves is heading with the story, but he wants to see Alfred placed in even more extreme situations that test that complicated bond. It's a solid pitch, and it would definitely give the sequel more emotional weight. What's interesting is that Alfred's portrayal in The Batman already pulls heavily from the Batman Earth 1 graphic novels. In that version of the story, Alfred is a former Royal Marine who saved Thomas Wayne's life during a mission, which led to him becoming part of the Wayne family's inner circle. After Thomas and Martha's deaths, Alfred steps in to raise Bruce, not because he's emotionally ready, but because it's his duty. That military background is reflected in The Batman 2. There are references to his time in the Circus, which is a nickname for British intelligence. In the movie, he plays a key role in helping Bruce decode Riddler's messages. He's more of a mentor in terms of strategy and combat than an emotional guide, which matches what we see in Earth 1. The idea is clear. Alfred knows how to raise a soldier, not a son. With that in mind, Serkis's wish to see Alfred take on a bigger role makes perfect sense. As Bruce's mission shifts from vengeance to something more hopeful, something focused on protecting Gotham rather than punishing it, Alfred might finally find a role that suits him better, helping Bruce become not just a better fighter, but a better man. So while The Batman Part 2 is still wrapped in mystery, there are a bunch of interesting paths it could go down. Between expanding Gotham's world, deepening the character arcs, and introducing fresh storylines, Reeves has a ton of material to play with. It's just a matter of when that script will be finished, approved, and ready to shoot. Even though the delay is frustrating, it's encouraging to see that both Gunn and Serkis are still enthusiastic. And as fans, we can only hope that the extra time leads to a movie that's even more impactful than the first. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.